The season is finally here. We have waited. We have covered the preseason to total ad nauseum, and it is now time for the 2021-2022 NBA season. And to ring in the occasion, I have with me my friend Gaurav here on voice, not on video, at Dash of Gaurav on Twitter. What is up, my friend? How are we doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. Are you excited for the start of the Chicago Bulls season? Mind you, the NBA season technically began last night with the Lakers and the Warriors and the Nets and the Bucks. But how are you feeling on this glorious day?
I feel rejuvenated,
yeah,
and brand new and ready to fucking rage.
Let's rage. Let's do it, my friend. So, Bulls, Pistons, tonight, the first regular season game for both teams. The Bulls are on the road to start the regular season. We, as in me and Gaurav, will be at the home opener on Friday against the Pelicans. Some would say the true start of the regular season. It feels like this game is a bit of an introduction, but it'll be a nice introduction. We'll get to see the starters again, which we got to see a lot of them in the preseason, but we'll get to that in a second. Make sure you guys are subscribed on whatever platform you're listening. If you're in the car, Apple Music, Spotify, subscribe when you're at a safe location. And then YouTube, leave a like. Please, the likes help a lot. The Super Fan Club, $4.99 a month, exclusive content where archives of old podcast episodes are now available. If you want to do that, if you're into that kind of thing. If you want to go back and listen to the oldies, those are exclusive for the Super Fan Club, $4.99 a month. Okay, all that's out of the way. Gaurav, Bulls, Pistons. This is a rivalry, right? Kinda?
The Pistons are shit, so...
Is that how you feel all these years later?
The Pistons suck. They're so bad.
Luckily, we didn't get that Manscaped sponsorship. Didn't go through, so we can say whatever we want on the podcast.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
the Pistons are a shit diarrhea turd of a team.
There you go. All right, people came here to hear us break the game down. But yes, technically a rivalry, Bulls Pistons, I guess. Not so much in recent years. It doesn't feel like the same. I don't know. Both teams have been shit for a few seasons. The Pistons have been shit for longer. So it is what it is in terms of the rivalry coming back. Probably not this season, but maybe soon. The Pistons, we do know they have the first overall pick, rookie sensation Cade Cunningham, will not be available for this game. Out with an ankle injury, unfortunately. Kind of sucks. Wanted to see him play. It's unfortunate. Have you seen any of Cade? Did you watch any of the preseason or see him in college at all?
Not so much Cade Cunningham,
No. Cade, he's going to be a good NBA player for sure. Sucks we don't get to see him tonight, but Bulls play the Pistons again on Saturday night. Maybe he'll play in that game. For the Bulls, we know it is time once again to see the new starters, the new roster, which we got to see a heavy dose of in the preseason, so it doesn't totally feel brand new. I'm excited to see them again, but it definitely feels like, let's see these guys again out in action. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a whole lot different from the things we've already seen. I expect them to play kind of the same way. Gaurav, you watched the Bulls in the preseason. What did you like? What did you see from them?
I mean, we're like the Showtime Lakers, but the Bulls. It's like really fun to watch, man. Like a bunch of offensive weapons, just taking turns, making highlights, and it's awesome.
Yeah. This is
I love it. Dude, I want him to adopt me.
Unselfish basketball by players who I feel like have a chip on their shoulder. We're talking. We've talked about this before, but a lot of guys on the Bulls roster that have things to prove feel like they've been unfairly criticized or they've been doubted throughout their careers. So first regular season game, the preseason is the preseason. I feel like they took that to the correct amount of seriousness. It wasn't something that I felt like were over serious about, but they definitely showed up and they played really well. So I'm expecting a similar, probably heightened level of seriousness for this game, but more of the same unselfishness, more of the same defensive mindset playing focused and locked in. Did we mention Kobe White obviously is still out for another 3 weeks with that shoulder injury. When he'll be reevaluated, we're not sure what the status of that is quite yet. Troy Brown Jr. popped up yesterday on the injury report as questionable with an illness. So hopefully that's nothing COVID related, but Troy Brown Jr. is a guy I'm really high on, and I hope we get to see him. That would suck if he misses the first game. He's part of the rotation. So matchups. What were you going to say, Gaurav?
I was going to say, yeah, for sure.
That's great. Yeah, great insight. And thank you for being a part of the podcast today. So matchups. Let's get into some of the guys that we're going to see here from the Pistons. Lonzo versus Killian Hayes. Gaurav, Killian Hayes, does that name mean anything to you?
I mean, I'm Googling him right now. I don't even know what this guy looks like until right now. No, I don't know much about this man.
Okay, Killian Hayes was a guy, and he was a rookie last year. He's a guy in the draft that I was actually pretty high on. Decent defender, playmaker, ball handler, not a scorer, cannot really shoot, and his form was bad last season, and it sounds like it's not getting better. I've been reading that they're a little concerned about Killian Hayes, so we'll see. I think Lonzo wins that matchup pretty easily, but Killian Hayes, like I said, is a guy I was pretty high on, so it would suck to see him not turn out. You know, I like to think of myself as an okay talent evaluator, right? So I like to think the guys that I'm high on pan out, but who knows? But Lonzo wins that matchup pretty easily. Zach LaVine, Gaurav, does the name Zach LaVine mean anything?
Dog. I love Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Like last year, he was just carrying the Bulls,
Right.
and it's just so much fun to watch him just like kind of pick and choose. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do my thing right now. Like, you know how we're doing the thing where like we're passing the ball a bunch and like making a great plays for everyone. I'm just gonna be Zach real quick, and then he'll make like 3 straight shots. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of having these really, really good playmaking guards, on ball playmaking guards like Lonzo and DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine
aesthetically maybe a top 3 player in the league, just in terms of aesthetically how he plays plays offense.
Yeah, he has a I don't know, an artfulness, whatever the word is that I'm looking for. There's beauty in the way he plays. It's beautiful.
Might have the smoothest jump shot in the league.
Yeah,
I think
it's art. It's art. He's an artist. I feel like
he's light on his feet.
Yeah, he's light on his feet. He makes it look easy. Everything looks easy for Zach LaVine. So Zach LaVine, the first regular season action we get to see from him since kind of a disappointing end to last season when he was out with COVID and then the team missed the play-in tournament. Zach is coming in, this offseason, spent time with Team USA. Obviously, all the changes that have been made to the roster, we know. This is a dude who is coming into his 8th season, his jersey number year, which I feel like might be a big deal for him. I don't know. But Zach is coming in as a dude for the first time in his career, really as the guy, finally. Last season a little bit, but this season is the team is built around him. The front office is committed to him. It's a contract season. Now we know what contract he's going to get, but at the end of the day, all of these factors combined make me think he is in for a hell of a regular season. So I'm thinking he's going to start off pretty hot. It remains to be seen as far as I've seen when we're recording this, who's starting in place of Cade in the Pistons starting lineup. Josh Jackson is an option. He was hot during the preseason, played himself into some more minutes. I don't think he's much of a threat, really not a reliable scorer, turns the ball over a bunch, and Zach should be fine to do his thing on offense, as you were talking about, Gaurav. The things of beauty that he does. And there is a guy who will make his life easier. His name is DeMar DeRozan. What does the name DeMar DeRozan mean to you, Gaurav?
Hope for the future.
Okay.
And our children and the economy at large, macro, micro, socio economic.
They say that dang economy just won't stop ever since DeMar DeRozan came to Chicago. It just keeps doing good things, that economy, ever since DeMar DeRozan. That's what I heard. That's what the streets said.
Cryptocurrency.
The Wall Streets. Get it? Okay. So DeMar DeRozan versus probably Saddiq Bey. It depends, I guess, situationally what you want to look at between 3 and 4, Patrick Williams and DeMar DeRozan. But I would imagine Patrick Williams is going to be on Jeremy Grant, so Saddiq Bey feels like the right matchup for DeMar DeRozan. They're interesting players, and this is an interesting matchup for me because DeRozan and Bey, I feel like, have similar defensive deficiencies, but opposite offensive strengths. DeRozan obviously being a good driver, kicker, playmaker. Bey being a good shooter who struggles sometimes playmaking and distributing the ball with it in his hands. So I think DeRozan needs to be careful to not let Bey get open looks. He needs to be principled and not overly eager on the switch, especially with, I don't know what the Pistons game plan is necessarily, but if you have Jeremy Grant, you might get caught looking and get a wide open look to Saddiq Bey, who probably hit it down. So DeRozan on offense, just attack the basket, put some rim pressure on them. Should be another good matchup.
Put that spin move.
I like the term rim pressure. How do you feel about the term rim pressure?
The attack the rim.
Yeah. Any way to
rim.
Any way to attack the rim. Any way to work the word rim in there. Just give it a nice rim. Okay. Patrick Williams. We know Patrick Williams, sophomore season, coming back from that injury, got that one preseason game in. Hey, speaking of that one preseason game, I heard someone that I know was there.
That someone is me.
Whoa.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like the Bulls were the Bulls started off pretty hot. And then motherfucking P. Will just popping it from 3, man. I think he made like 2 straight threes that game. Maybe 3 threes. It's just fucking awesome. It's another cheat code. And he's big. He's our only big guy.
It's huge.
Everyone on our team is fucking skinny as hell. It's our only thick boy.
He's thick. He's a big dude. He is 20 years old. 5 years younger than us.
Younger than you. I'm 16. I'm a 16-year-old boy. I'm kidding. Dude, yeah, I fucking love P-Will. That's the homie.
Yeah. So, Patrick Williams, Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant, any thoughts on him? I feel like you know Jeremy Grant.
He was on my fantasy team last year, and he was a good pickup. You know who wasn't a good pickup? Fucking James Harden. I don't know what the hell happened to him at the end of the season. I was first in our league. It was my first time playing fucking fantasy, so I'm learning everything. And then fucking Harden. But I like Jeremy Grant. The
first year you play fantasy basketball is a tough one. Just say that. The learning curve.
Yeah.
Fantasy basketball is difficult.
I mean, it's not that hard, but
it's not that hard, but it's taxing on the brain. Jeremy Grant, we know him. We saw him last season with the Pistons. Interesting character. He had a couple good games against us, I feel like. Gonna need another good defensive showing from Patrick Williams. Same thing on offense. I feel like it'll be interesting because I don't know. I feel like Patrick Williams will be defending Jeremy Grant. I don't know if Jeremy Grant will be defending Patrick Williams on the opposite end of the floor. So it'll be interesting to see if Patrick Williams gets any kind of offensive benefit from that. We expect to see that, like you were just saying in the game against the Grizzlies, getting him wide open looks because the defense is focused elsewhere on guys like Levine, DeRozan, Lonzo, Vucevic. God, it's nice. It's crazy how many weapons this team has. So I think that you're kind of playing the numbers game there with Jeremy Grant. Dude's a good player. I think he'll probably have a good game just because I don't know who else will. Someone's going to. Someone's going to have to do something for the Pistons and probably be Jeremy Grant. I feel like he's the most obvious candidate here. But Patrick Williams, I feel like, still has an opportunity to have a good game defensively and offensively on both ends of the floor. I think I saw some really good things from Patrick Williams in the preseason, just in that one game and in Summer League. getting into the lane and protecting the rim a little bit. Be nice to see more of that. So Jeremy Grant, interesting storyline, I guess, developing with his future being a little uncertain in Detroit. What do you think about that? Which team do you think could use a guy like Jeremy Grant, Gaurav?
I'm looking at his. He had a glow up, dude. He was averaging 12 points a game on Denver.
Yeah.
And like doubled his output in a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think he's a team leader? Like, do you think like he's a centerpiece?
So that's a great question. And that's kind of the debate, I guess, that's going on right now around Jeremy Grant as the Pistons kind of look like they're just going to rebuild through the draft. And he bet on himself going to the Pistons to be like the star, which was, the idea when he signed the contract there, not signing with a team that had other stars. He wanted to be the star there and had a good season doing it. But, he's not that good and the team didn't go that far. So now the question is, if the Pistons are rebuilding, they could get a nice package for Jeremy Grant and he could go to a contender and kind of take back maybe a little bit of the role that he used to have. I think maybe he's a step above where he used to be. Like he was like the fourth guy. I mean, maybe even further down the line than that. Dude was coming off the bench too. So like you could go the second or third guy on a good team. I don't know. It's interesting. The Eastern Conference should be a bloodbath this season. So I'm sure there will be teams looking for guys like Jeremy Grant. And the NBA is crazy. Trades happen all the time. Who knows? Pistons overall, not good. I guess we could talk about the center position. Doesn't feel important. Nikola Vucevic versus whoever the fuck they want to throw out there. Isaiah Stewart's going to get cooked. Kelly Olynyk probably going to get cooked. He's going to clean up. I think Vuce is going to be the focal point for the offense for the Bulls, and he probably will be for the majority of the season. He's the guy you want to lean on. Run those pick and rolls through him, try to get him in some post action, and then see if you can get him on some wide open threes with the ball in DeRozan's hands. So I like the odds here for the Bulls overall. I'm feeling
as long as he doesn't have to play any defense, then he's good.
Vooch?
Guy can't defend fucking anything, dude.
Vooch is fine.
Yeah, dude. He can't defend for shit. He turns around, he's gone.
All right. I think Vooch will be okay.
He can't defend. Did you watch the Memphis game, dude? He can't defend at all.
I think Vooch will be okay I mean, the dude he's got flat feet.
Rim, like, so easily, bro.
Yeah, no, I know. Vooch has flat feet in the paint. He's not a rim protector. I understand that.
He's got scared hands. Like, watch his hand when he plays defense.
Well, I would argue the Pistons don't have that kind of rim pressure, and if they're going to throw out like a stretch five like Kelly Olynyk, I don't think that's a problem for Vooch.
Yeah, Vooch will not have a problem defending.
And Patrick Williams is the guy that you're going to rely on to try to protect the rim from guys like Jeremy Grant. So I'm not terribly concerned about that. I
want Vooch to play. I don't think Vooch can play defense.
He can. He plays drop coverage. It's a different kind of defense than like you're used to with the traditional center under the basket protecting the rim. We could do that on a different podcast. We're getting in the weeds here. Vooch wins that matchup. The Bulls win probably 4 out of 5 of these matchups. I'll give Jeremy Grant the edge just because someone's got to do something for the Pistons. But overall, Bulls easy dub on my side. Gaurav, you want to give me your game prediction?
I think this is going to be a blowout. It's maybe a 20 point blowout. No.
Okay, I'm not going blowout. I think the Pistons have enough like scrappy young talent. They play up to the level of their competition. I feel like they'll make it a game maybe in the fourth, give the Bulls a little bit of sweat, and maybe it's just like a 12-point victory or something. I don't know. I don't want to sound super cocky. The Pistons aren't good, but there's some talent there still. So I'm not going to go blowout, but you're going blowout, Gaurav.
I think it's going to be a 20-point blowout.
You like blowouts, though, and this team was blowing people out of the water in the preseason. So
yeah, I haven't seen... Well, yeah, I guess that Cavs game, they didn't. Yeah, I think it comes down to, I guess, defense. Like, if they, I don't know, I don't really. Like, I think the Cavs, the only reason the Cavs didn't have, well, I guess that's a different conversation as to why we didn't blow out the Cavs twice. But
on the road with short rest,
Okay.
Moving different parts around in the lineup. Billy Donovan's been experimenting with the lineup. And, just that's the NBA. Like, things are different every night.
I think it's going to be a blowout.
Okay, that's fine. I would be happy to see it. I don't want the Bulls to use all their mojo this week out on the Pistons. I want them to save some of the magic for Friday night, where we will be there. I don't know what the situation looks like in terms of pregame and postgame content. I'm gonna try my best to get something up, but I'll be flying that morning, so probably, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. I'll keep you guys posted here, but make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a thing. If you're listening on those podcast apps, reviews help a lot. Likes, subscriptions, all that stuff. You guys know. Thank you for supporting the show. And make sure to follow Gaurav at @Gorov. Gaurav as in Victor. Did I spell it right?
That's how you spell my name.
I did it.
You could have done it nicer.
Yeah, I know.
You look like you were struggling. I've known you for 15 years.
I was reading it off the Google Doc.
Yeah, that's fine.
The G Doc, the Gaurav Doc.
That's right.
Where we have our agenda.
I invented it.
You invented it. Thank you guys for listening. As always, we will be back very soon with whatever content ends up coming up on Friday. Maybe a live stream. I don't know, man. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Arturis Fan Club on all platforms. Maybe we'll do an IG live. I've still never done one of those, and I want to do an IG live. I hear it gets lit. Did you know that?
Cyberbully me in the comments.
Cyberbully Gaurav in the comments. Make sure to leave your game predictions, and we'll see who's right and who's wrong. We'll come back and laugh at it later, or give you your respect if you got it right. So make sure to leave a comment. Thank you guys for watching, and we will talk very soon. Peace out, Gaurav.
Bye-bye.